Hello Libra, welcome to my channel, Sarah Angel Tarot. This is your reading. As you know, it will not resonate with all Libra individuals, so keep that in mind. But this is for those born under the zodiac sign of Libra. New energies coming in for Libra, that's what I'm asking for. New energies. Something more you can tell us about those born under the zodiac sign of Libra. Let's see. See what the beginning energies are. Hopefully it's a positive reading, but if not, we will work through it. We always do. Coming in, ooh, a lover situation. That's nice. Can always use that. People say all kind of things about it, but I think it's more like partnerships, and it's something that is a good type of partnership because I'm reading it in the upright. As you know, I read reversals. Try not to get that ring light there that likes to glow. Subject at hand, you're coming out of betrayal, possibly with a lover situation. That is the Ten of Swords in reverse. What is crossing it? Prince of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. I will clarify these once I'm done putting them all out. And it can change up the story drastically, so bear with me. Your goal is not just to jump into anything full-heartedly. You're going to think about things before you jump into something. You know, look before you leap. You're waiting on something, or somebody's waiting on you, or waiting something with you with the Hangman in the upright. In the past, you were dealing with the Queen of Cups in reverse, an over-emotional situation possibly, and some of you can be also dealing with a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. In the very near future, you got the Four of Swords in reverse. Someone's coming out taking a break. Re-entering society, re-entering your life. But at first, I do see you hanging around waiting on something, but you come out of that very quickly. I'm going to lay 4 more down with the full Celtic cross, and we're going to do the very near future and the more distant future, which is like a few weeks away. This is usually a week to a few weeks, and it's a few weeks to a few months. It depends on what energies are there. The more fire type energies you see there, or swords energies, the faster it's going to come about. More pentacles, you know, slower. But subject at hand, you got the Ten of Swords in reverse with the Prince of Wands crossing it. So you're coming out of betrayal possibly with the Prince of Wands. And the Prince of Wands oftentimes can be non-committal sometimes. Sometimes they're just young at heart and sometimes inexperienced, you know, in life. So 10 of Swords in reverse, Prince of Wands crossing it. Why are you there for Libra as a subject at hand? The Sun. You're still not happy with the situation. You're not 100% there, but you're slowly getting over a betrayal situation. Maybe you're, you know, confronting them or talking with them, but it's like you're still not happy with the situation, but things are better than what they were. 10 of Swords in reverse, Prince of Wands crossing it, and the Sun in reverse. Why are you there for Libra? Yeah, somebody took a break for a little while. You do come out of taking a break in the near future, very near future. But right now, or the subject at hand, someone took a break from each other or a situation with the Four of Swords in the upright there. Your goal is not to jump into something without looking first or being more cautious. You're just going to be, you know, not looking before you leap, like I said. So the Fool card in reverse, why you there for Libra? I got to push this new chair I got up. Ugh, we're switching a lot of things around in the near future, so you'll be seeing stuff different. Ooh. Yeah, you got to be careful about what you jump into when it comes to relationships and contracts and things that are supposed to be steady, that is looked in society as fixed. Sometimes it's marriages, you know, making a commitment to somebody, taking a job, taking a contract. You're going to be a little bit more cautious before you take on something. So the Fool card in reverse, the Hierophant in the upright, why are you there for Libra? Because you're not trusting in manipulative behaviors. I think you've been burned before, or some, it could be vice versa. Maybe you did this to somebody, but somebody has dealt with manipulative behaviors in the past with somebody or something, a situation, and now they're being more cautious, especially when it comes to, like I said, relationships and contracts. Foundation, the Hangman. You're waiting around for something, almost suffering, thinking about something. So the Hangman in the upright, why are you there? For Libra, what is Libra waiting on? What are you waiting on, Libra? You're waiting on something. All this is telling me is that you think it's a hopeless situation, whatever you're waiting on. The Hangman in the upright, the Star card in reverse, why are you there? Pondering, why are you pondering, Libra? What are you waiting for? And you're under a burden. You're under a burden waiting for something. In the past, some of you were dealing with the Queen of Cups. This could be Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio, or like I said, an over-emotional situation. Something that probably got out of hand. So Queen of Cups in reverse, why are you there? For Libra. Why are you there in the past? Princess of Swords, maybe dealing with a couple of people, or they had both air and water in their chart. But the Princess of Swords in reverse is not fun to be around with, especially when their emotions are all a mess. Again, it could be for some of you, Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. This also could be you on the outs with the Queen of Cups, and you feeling this way. And sharp words may have been said. It all varies. It'll be different for everyone. I'm dealing with a lot of Libras here. So Queen of Cups, Princess of Swords, both in reverse. Why are you there in the past for Libra? What's going on? Yeah, you're coming out of anxiety, but words were said, and I see that there. You're coming out of it. You're waiting for something too, but you're coming out of it, but you're still not happy because somebody took a break from each other or a situation. And now you're cautious, like I said, because of manipulative behaviors that have occurred. Now, in the near future, you're going to come out of taking this break with the Four of Swords in reverse. I said that before. Four of Swords in reverse. Why are you there for Libra in the very near future? The Lovers. Yes, it's definitely with the Lovers. We saw that coming in. You're coming out of taking a break with a lover. A love situation. Partnerships. Four of Swords in reverse. The Lovers in the upright. Why are you there for Libra? This is a very near future. And you avoid a tower situation. You avoid something from crumbling down. Maybe, it's going to be different for all of you. But I see you waiting around suffering on a situation you think is hopeless. But you're waiting. And someone does come out of taking a break with a lover situation. You avoid a tower. You avoid a tower. You avoid an upset of some sort. Now, possible future outcome and advice from the universe. It says, do not draw swords again. Do not fight, with the Five of Swords in reverse. And it does show someone coming out of defeat behavior, coming out of an argument. So Five of Swords in reverse. Why are you there for Libra? What's going on? As the possible future outcome or advice from the universe. Why are you there? Because if you keep on battling, you're going to just worry yourself and feel abandoned and neglected. So don't go into arguments. Come out of these fights over this situation of the Five of Pentacles of feeling neglected. So Five of Swords in reverse, Five of Pentacles in the upright. Why are you there? As a possible future outcome or advice from the universe. With the Queen of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, possibly. Or like I said, someone who is like, got a bit of a short temper, especially when they feel slighted, They're still, they could be very good people, but they get turned around real quick when they feel like they've been messed over or they feel irritated. I always say, hell have no fury, like the Queen of Wands in reverse. Now what is coming towards you or the outside environment? You got the Princess of Cups. You got a couple of situations here or people. I did see the Cups in the past. Maybe some of you got an argument over somebody else. Maybe someone else interfered or got in the way. Or maybe they didn't. Maybe you just got an argument over them for whatever reason. You can leave it in the comments. But the Princess of Cups is in the upright. And it's the outside environment. Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. Or someone with a very caring attitude. Emotionally caring attitude. So the Princess of Cups as the outside environment or what is coming towards Libra or why you're there. Someone wants a new beginning with you. Someone wants to jump into something, but you're more cautious about it. You're cautious right now. You may be thinking about somebody else also, for some of you. Princess of Cups, the Fool card, both in the upright, coming towards Libra or the outside environment. Why are you there? And so is the Princess of Wands. Yeah, you got a couple people there. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And someone wants a new beginning. Maybe they both want a new beginning, but you are like really cautious. Maybe for a few of you, you could be the one manipulating a situation with the Magician in reverse. But, you know, it's going to be different for everyone. But I don't see you wanting to jump into anything. I don't see you wanting to jump in anything that's long-term right now. At least not right away. You are coming out taking a break with somebody, but you're avoiding a tower situation. You're avoiding something from crumbling down, like I said. Now, your hopes and fears card, or, you know, your what you can manifest if you want it to, is Ace of Cups. So your fear is that nothing new would come out of this that's emotionally sound the way you're wanting. And to get rid of that emotional feeling that something's not going to work out, you got to put that from your mind and think more positive if you're wanting to turn this around. But maybe you're not wanting to turn it around. Maybe you're not wanting to accept a new love offer. But the Ace of Cups in reverse, while you're there, for Libra, and the hopes and fears. The Lust card, you may lack desire for something. You may have been put out a little bit. I did see that you were coming out of betrayal, but you were also long-suffering, or someone was long-suffering for you. So Ace of Cups, the Lust card, both in reverse while you're there, for Libra, and the hopes and fears. And you want happiness, you want wish fulfillment, and there is nothing wrong with that. Now, final outcome. Ooh, a little, maybe some give and take here. Maybe you need to work with something. You need to adjust your life. You have to adjust your life to get it working again, because it's calling for that. That is like the Eight of Pentacles. It's like adjustment, working on something. I call it a little bit of give and take also, because it's the weighing of the balances. It's making things right, making things work. But the Adjustment card in the upright, while you're there, for Libra, in the very end, while you're there, you need to make an adjustment with the Princess of Wands, or the Prince of Wands. That's a Prince of Wands in reverse. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. There needs to be some adjustments made, work made towards the situation of where you want to go with this situation, whatever it is you're in. Whether, like I said, partnerships, lovers. It showed the lovers twice, so I'm assuming for a lot of you, it is a lover situation. You need to make adjustments, especially when it comes to the Prince of Wands. Let's see if I get a water sign here too. Adjustment card, Prince of Wands. While you're there is the final outcome for Libra. Why are you the final outcome for Libra? And then we'll sum it all up and see what's going on here. Now it says you need to make adjustments with the Wands energy for sure. You need to work something out with them, or a situation with them. You need to talk with them about something and clear something up. So the Adjustment card in the upright, Prince of Wands in reverse, Knight of Wands in the upright. So they're kind of like a little back and forth with the passions and the get-togethers and the new beginnings, and do you want me back, or are we to work on this situation? It could go back and forth a little, I'm feeling. So the Adjustment card in the upright, Prince of Wands in reverse, Knight of Wands in the upright, while there's the final outcome. So I see you coming out of taking a break. Prince of Disc. Oh, no. Princess of Disc could be a Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. Some of you may be dealing with them, trying to work on and adjust on a situation. I do feel like a lot of you, or many of you, that this is resonating with, that are involved with more than just one person, or there's some outside interference somehow. It doesn't always have to be like another third party or something. It could be just interference from other people. Someone may have thought someone deceived them, because I do see someone coming out of betrayal with the Ten of Swords in reverse, but they're still not quite happy with the Prince of Wands. and they took a break from each other. Someone took a break from you, you took a break from them, you took a break from each other, but someone's like waiting around. They're kind of suffering and they're oppressed and depressed. The goal is not just to jump on anything new with the Hierophant. That's especially, when I see that card, I see that often with long-term contracts, whether relationships, jobs, it don't matter, because you're afraid of manipulation, or maybe for some of you, you are manipulating. There was an emotional situation, but I see someone coming out of a cruel situation, coming out of anxiety with somebody. Someone's coming out of taking a break with a lover situation, but they're also avoiding a tower. They're avoiding a disaster from happening. So I'm thinking that's why you were taking it slow and jumping into anything new. You're taking it slow. You got people coming towards you that want a new beginning with you, possibly. But you're not sure about whether you should take it. You don't know if you have the same desires and the same wants or needs as them. And all you're wanting to do is to be happy. You got to make adjustment. But you are going to be dealing with, like I said, a couple of people. And I do see the situation kind of flipping back and forth where someone's agitated and then they're trying to keep themselves in the upright. They're trying to calm down again and be practical. Because that could be the Princess of Discs too. Someone's trying to be practical. In the end, we got the Five of Swords. So an argument can erupt. If you listen to the universe, it says not to fight with this person. So you do not have to take this Five of Swords. This Five of Swords energy. Because the universe is giving you the opportunity to avoid it and to avoid that tower. So it's a warning. Don't get into arguments that aren't worth it for you, that it could make you feel defeated. And sometimes these arguments with the Five of Swords get pretty harsh. So I'm just letting you know up front. So the universe is saying avoid that, because it's going to, just bring a little, someone feeling abandoned and neglected and hurt, and someone will be very disappointed. Be very disappointed if it happens. And the Devil shows in reverse someone's not wanting to be tied and chained to a situation. So it may be you saying, I don't want to be involved right away. I like to take it slow. And other people are going to get aggravated with you. Maybe because some of you just want to enjoy yourselves for a little while. Or it could be vice versa. This could be happening to you where you're waiting for somebody and and you're wanting a new beginning, and they're saying, well, let's wait. So it really depends on you of how this outcome goes, because I see the work card, something adjustment. You can make an adjustment in your situation, but you got a lot of people wanting something from you. The majority of you, somebody is wanting something from you. You are coming out of a break with a lover situation, but you're not. I don't see you committing as much as someone would like for a majority of you. So this is your reading, and I will upload it as soon as I can. And I will talk to you later, okay? Bye.